To answer this, I'm going to say I always err on the side of heirloom because that means you don't have to buy seeds again. So I'm going to say heirloom, but I think there are a couple of considerations that we have to put into play. The main consideration is, one, how easy is it for people to harvest and replant the heirloom corn? Two, what's your purpose in the heirloom corn? Are you selling corn as a commodity? Are you turning the corn into something else? Are you harvesting it just for yourself? And then depending on that answer, it also leads into what is the texture and the taste of the heirloom versus the, as you call it, GMO. So that would be like my thought process on how to break that down. But I kind of want to use this to pivot to a conversation about GMO and kind of how it's a bad buzzword, right? Like we say GMO as if it's all negative, but literally every fruit and vegetable we've eaten for the last, I'd say, 100 years is genetically modified in some shape or form. Now, that's not to say that there aren't things that have been genetically modified to the point where they're not natural anymore, but hybridization, selective breeding, those are all things that we do for not only the vegetables and fruits that we eat, but the animals that we eat as well. These selective breeds where like your Wagyu makes such amazing or crazy amounts of marbling, that is genetically modified. That's genetic modification through breeding. Really, any clean registered species has been genetically modified in some way because you've bred the traits that you want into the animal and you've removed the traits you don't want through breeding and culling. Even in the animals we don't eat, we genetically modify them. That's why there are dogs that are about 3 inches off of the ground and have short snouts that don't even allow them to breathe. But we breed them because we find them to be fascinating and we like them because they're ugly cute. But there's also dogs that are about the size of small horses that we like to keep in our cribs that are meant for protection. So when you want to talk about genetic modification, GMO, as it pertains to the food that we eat, be sure you're talking about the modifications that make something go from natural to unnatural rather than selective breeding. But ultimately, like I said, I'm going to lean on the side of heirloom because it reduces the cost of you having to go buy seed corn every year. I would rather have heirloom so that I can buy once, use that abundance to grow, and then, of course, it grows its own seed, so on and so forth, and then now I've got seed in perpetuity.